Do you believe that in just a few months, you could hold legal permanent residency in a brand new country without investing millions, without interviews, and without taking a single exam? While in the United States, immigration can feel complicated, overwhelming, and painfully expensive. In many other parts of the world, the process is surprisingly simple, almost too good to be true. In today's video, we're going to explore the 5 easiest countries to get permanent residency in 2025. These are places where you can start over, live on a low budget, enjoy safety and peace, and finally embrace a slower rhythm of life. So, before we dive in, sure to hit that subscribe button to discover Globe Places Top 10 so you never miss our journeys to the most affordable and inspiring destinations around the world. And now, let your heart open to new horizons. Join me as we count down the 5 easiest countries to gain permanent residency in 25 places where the dream of a slower, safer, and freer life can truly become reality. Let's begin with number 5. Belize. Caribbean life made simple. For Americans, few places make residency as effortless as Belize. Imagine this: you step off the plane and there's no visa required. You simply decide to live here for 1 year, and that alone qualifies you to apply for permanent residency. No language tests, no intimidating interviews, and no need to prove you're a millionaire. It's almost as if the country is saying, just come stay and live with good intentions. And what a life it offers. Belize sits between Mexico and the Caribbean Sea, blessed with turquoise waters, and home to the world's second-largest barrier reef. Each morning, you can wander through colorful markets where the air is filled with the scent of ripe mangoes, fresh papayas, and ocean fish still glistening from the morning catch. You hand over just a few dollars, half of what you'd spend in the US, and walk away with a bag full of food that will last the day. By the afternoon, life slows even more. You might settle into a hammock on your porch, the sea breeze brushing gently across your skin while reggae music drifts faintly from a neighbor's radio. There are no traffic jams, no endless bills piling up on the kitchen counter, just the rhythm of waves against the shore and the luxury of unhurried time. The costs here are surprisingly manageable. A modest home only minutes from the beach rents for $800 to $900 a month. Together, a couple can live well on $1,200 to $1,800 monthly, covering rent, utilities, internet, food, and healthcare. A visit to a private clinic costs just $40 to $70, and if you ever need specialized treatment, Mexico's high-quality hospitals are only a short drive or flight away. Of course, safety matters. Belize City at night can be rough, but towns like Placencia Corozal or the islands of Caye Caulker feel like another world, quiet, peaceful, and welcoming. Here, neighbors greet you warmly each morning, and the fruit seller remembers not only your face, but also your favorite fruits. These small, everyday connections soon make you feel less like an outsider and more like family. And you won't be alone. Belize has a steadily growing expat population, especially among African Americans, who've chosen to leave behind the stress and pressure of life back home. They've built a community of support, friendship, and belonging, proof that you don't need to explain why you left the US. You just smile and say, "I've found my peaceful place." In Belize, permanent residency isn't just a legal status. It's the start of a simpler, freer life, where the biggest decision of your day might be whether to swim in the sea or just sit back and watch the sun melt into the horizon. Number 4. St. Kitts and Nevis. Passport in months. What if I told you that in just 3 to 6 months you could hold not only permanent residency but full citizenship in a tropical paradise without living there full-time, without interviews, and without giving up your American passport? That's the reality in St. Kitts and Nevis, a twin-island nation in the Caribbean that offers one of the fastest and most straightforward immigration programs in the world. All it takes is an investment $150,000 into the government's Sustainable Growth Fund or a $400,000 real estate purchase. And in return, you gain citizenship residency and a passport that opens the door to visa-free travel across dozens of countries. But St. Kitts and Nevis isn't just a legal shortcut, it's a way of life. Imagine a small island where mornings begin with the sound of waves lapping gently on the shore. Fishermen unloading their fresh catch at the local market and the scent of grilled snapper filling the air. Afternoons pass slowly under palm trees, where friendly locals greet you with a smile, and life feels more like a gentle rhythm than a race. The costs here are reasonable for what you receive. A home near the beach rents for $1,200 to $2,200 a month, and a couple can live comfortably on $1,800 to $2,500 monthly, including food utilities and internet. And here's the best part. There is no personal income tax, no inheritance tax, no property tax, and no capital gains tax. What you earn, what you save, and what you build remains entirely yours. Safety is another gift of these islands. This is the kind of place where you can take a walk at sunset without worry, leave your doors unlocked when you run to the market, and watch children play freely in the streets without fear. And then there are the stories like Mr. Charles, a retired engineer from Atlanta. After decades of stress and pressure, he came searching for peace. He spent months traveling across the Caribbean, but it was St. Kitts where he finally exhaled. He rented a modest home near the beach, brewed his morning coffee to the sound of the waves, and walked to the village market, where vendors remembered his name. After just 10 months, he was granted permanent residency. In a letter to friends back home, he wrote, "For the first time in decades, I am not hiding, I am not struggling, I am not shrinking. I am simply living." St. Kitts and Nevis isn't only about obtaining a passport, it's about rediscovering what life feels like when it's safe, simple, and free. Number 3. Portugal, Europe's coastal haven. Portugal has become one of the easiest doors into Europe thanks to its accessible Golden Visa program. With a real estate investment of around $280,000, you can obtain residency without the requirement to live in the country full-time. That means you can keep your life elsewhere, return just a few times a year, and still hold a European residency card in your hands. But what makes Portugal unforgettable isn't just the paperwork. It's the feeling of being here. Along the Algarve coast, golden cliffs rise above sparkling blue waters, where fishing boats drift lazily at sunrise. In Lisbon, ceramic azulejo tiles decorate winding streets, their patterns telling stories centuries old. And in Porto, the cobbled lanes climb steeply toward cathedrals, offering breathtaking views of the Douro River as it glitters in the evening sun. Life flows slowly here. Imagine sitting in a small tavern where the haunting sounds of fado music echo through the night, voices full of longing and beauty. Or sipping an espresso in a lively outdoor cafe as people stroll by, conversations floating in the warm Mediterranean air. The cost of living is far lighter than you might expect. In Lisbon, a 2-bedroom apartment rents for about $750 to $1,100 per month, and even less if you move to smaller towns or coastal villages. A couple can live comfortably here on $1,500 to $2,200 per month, covering rent, food, utilities, and entertainment. Healthcare is another gift. Portugal's public system is reliable, while private clinics are affordable, and medicines cost just a fraction of U.S. prices. It's no wonder Portugal has attracted a large and welcoming expat community. From Americans to Brits and Germans, many have chosen to settle here, drawn not just by the affordability, but also by the warmth of the people and the ease of integration. And there are little luxuries that make life even sweeter. With only $5 to $7, you can enjoy a bottle of local red wine sunshine and sea breezes captured in every sip. Paired with crusty bread, creamy cheese, and olives picked fresh from the countryside, every meal feels like a celebration of life's simplest pleasures. Portugal isn't about rushing, it's about remembering. Remembering how to slow down, how to savor, and how to live with depth and joy. And for those looking to plant roots in Europe, this coastal haven might be the perfect beginning. Number 2. Thailand, tropical comfort on a budget. For retirees and long-term travelers, Thailand offers some of the most welcoming residency options in Asia. If you're over 50 with an income of just $2,000 per month, you can apply for a retirement visa. Or, if you want even more security, the Thailand Elite Visa grants residency for 5 to 10 years, with simple requirements and almost no bureaucracy. But the true reason people fall in love with Thailand isn't the paperwork, it's the daily life. Imagine starting your morning at a floating market in Bangkok. Wooden boats, drifting by, overflowing with exotic fruits, steaming bowls of noodles, and the smell of fresh herbs rising in the air. Or picture yourself in Chiang Mai, surrounded by mountains and temples, where life moves slower, and evenings are filled with lanterns and the quiet hum of scooters. If your heart longs for the sea, places like Phuket and Koh Samui offer long stretches of white sand and crystal clear water, perfect for a lifestyle that blends relaxation with adventure. And all of this comes at a price that feels almost unbelievable. A modern apartment with a swimming pool in Chiang Mai costs around $400 per month. A couple can live very comfortably on $1,000 to $1,600 a month, covering rent, food, transportation, and entertainment. Street food is not just delicious, it's iconic. A plate of pad thai or a steaming bowl of tom yum soup costs only $2. And with just 10, you can eat your fill all day and still have enough left for a coffee in a small roadside cafe, watching tuk-tuks weave their way through the streets. Healthcare here is another highlight. Thailand's international hospitals are world-class, equipped with modern facilities and English-speaking doctors. Costs are dramatically lower than in the US, which is why medical tourism has flourished here for decades. Safety and community are also strong points. Thailand is one of the most visited countries in the world, and expats have formed vibrant communities in nearly every major city. Locals are famously warm and welcoming, ready with a smile or a helping hand. Add to that a rich culture of festivals, temples, and traditions, and you have a country that balances the exotic with the comfortable. Thailand isn't just affordable, it's alive. Every sound, every flavor, every sunrise over the temples reminds you that life here is not measured by money, but by experiences. And for those ready to embrace a tropical life on a budget, Thailand opens its arms wide. Number 1. North Macedonia, Europe's hidden gem. Tucked in the heart of the Balkans, North Macedonia doesn't shout for attention the way Western Europe does. Instead, it whispers through its mountains, its lakes, its traditions, and the quiet kindness of its people. For anyone looking to put down roots without heavy bureaucracy, this little country is an unexpected treasure. All you need is a rental contract and proof of stable income from abroad, and you can receive a 1-year residency permit. Renew it, and after 5 years, permanent residency is yours. No language tests, no pressure, just the simple choice to stay. The landscape here feels almost untouched. Lake Ohrid, with its glassy surface reflecting every cloud, is one of the oldest and deepest lakes in Europe. Along its shores, you'll find cobblestone streets leading to centuries-old churches and fishermen casting their nets as the sun rises. In the capital, Skopje monuments and fountains line open squares, while cafes spill onto sidewalks where locals sip coffee and chat for hours. Life isn't rushed here. It flows like the Vardar River, steady and unhurried. And then there's the food, hearty rustic, and meant to be shared. A family table might include tavche gravche, a slow-cooked bean stew bubbling in an earthen pot, ajvar, a roasted red pepper spread as bright as the Macedonian sun, and flaky pastries stuffed with cheese, all paired with a glass of robust local red wine. Meals aren't just about eating, they're about connecting neighbors, friends, and family, gathering late into the night with laughter and stories. The cost of living is astonishingly low. In Skopje, a clean two-bedroom apartment rents for just $400 to $600 per month. Near Lake Ohrid, charming homes can be found for around $350. A couple can live comfortably on $700 to $1,000 a month, with enough left over to enjoy meals out, weekend trips, and cultural festivals. Healthcare is affordable and accessible. Private clinics have English-speaking doctors, and visits cost only a fraction of what you'd expect back home. But perhaps what makes people stay isn't just the affordability, it's the warmth of everyday life. Here, a strong cup of coffee costs only $1, and smiles are free on every corner. Strangers will nod, greet you, and offer help without asking for anything in return. You live your life, they live theirs, but when you need community, you'll always find open doors. North Macedonia isn't polished or glamorous, it's authentic. It's a country where traditions are still alive, where the pace of life lets you breathe, and where you can feel both the weight of history and the lightness of belonging. For those ready to trade noise for peace and chaos for culture, this hidden gem of Europe might just be the perfect place to call home. So, let's recap the 5 countries that open their doors with ease: Belize, St. Kitts, and Nevis, Portugal, Thailand, and North Macedonia. Each one offers something different: Caribbean calm, European charm, tropical vibrance, or Balkan authenticity. But together, they share one promise: a simpler path to a new life. Remember, you don't need to be a millionaire to start over. All you need is the desire to slow down, to feel safe, and to step outside the endless cycle of bills and pressure. If this journey has inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to discover Globe Places Top 10, and leave a comment below. Which country would you choose to begin again? Wherever you are, I wish you health, peace, and the courage to find a place truly worthy of being called home.